Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host Sam, and we are back again with another one. And guess what? We are still on the international break. So what this means, people, is that we won't be live many times. But anyway, we need to talk about some of the things that we are seeing from my team, Liverpool, the team that I love the most and support. So we're going to be talking about the most is the defense problem Liverpool is dealing with. And what can we say is the root cause, and can Klopp and his boys find a way to deal with that? Secondly, we're going to talk about, is there a little bit of favoritism in our manager, Jurgen Klopp, that he selects other players out of favoritism, not exactly according to their performance? Because, like, for example, if we talk about the Watford game, the West Ham game that we lost, there were things that happened in that game that didn't make sense. So we have all these questions, and we are going to try by all means to try to find answers for. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section and what you're expecting and what you think about this. On top of that, we're going to be talking later on about all the news that is happening here all over the world. Some of the big news that we're hearing is Frank Lampard almost becoming the Norwich manager, and Stevie G coming to become the Aston Villa manager. And I'll talk about what I think about that. Also, some rumors of another ex-manager of Liverpool going to another rival. So I'm going to talk about this as a Liverpool fan, at the same time trying to cover as much as I can for my team. So we're going to get this show started. I hope you are excited. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to click the like button if you enjoy. Let's get the show started. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. If you're just joining us right now, do us a favor, click the like button and subscribe to the connect so that you never miss when we go live. But we are going to be here talking about what exactly is happening to my team. What the hell is happening to Liverpool? So many draws and so many, no, first defeat, but so many draws, and it's causing a problem rather than to give us a solution as a team, because we are hoping to have something that we can build on, but we look like we don't have that at all. So we are going to be talking about it, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Where do you think, and what do you think Liverpool have to do to at least try to do something that is countable, so that we can try to at least get something in this season? Because for what Mr. Gameplay just said over here, which is Liverpool are going to win something this season, we ought to start playing like a team that is going to win something this season. I don't care if it's the Champions League, the Premier League, or any other cup. I always love cup as a Liverpool fan, but let's see what happens. We need to sort our problems, because we are seeing that Liverpool has a lot of problems that we try to ignore, because the performance of the likes of Mohamed Salah kind of like overshadow our mistakes that we make the most. So we are going to try by all means to talk about it and hear what are your thoughts. And I want to hear a bit from the rivals. What do you think about Liverpool? Can we do something that can actually change and save our season? Those are some of the questions I'm asking. Hello, Mr. Gameplay. How are you doing? How are you doing, my brother? Sam, what are you talking about? We are winning. Man, really? A quadruple. Quadruple. I'd want that, Mr. Gameplay. I don't want to lie to you. I really, really want that. But there are some games that are being played every single time, which leaves me with so much frustration rather than happiness. And the West Ham game was one of those. The West Ham game was one of those. Really caused a lot of things. The West Ham game really did, in a way, I always don't want to face facts to accept a reality, because, we are in Klopp era, and I believe that things can happen, we can win things, but sometimes when you think about it, when you come straight back to earth and look at some of the things that we is happening in our team, it's all smelling like trouble rather than anything that we want to see. For example, I'm going to talk about the first thing. Why do we always find ourselves in these traps? We sold Jorginho Ronaldo this summer. Oh, he went for free. He went for free. And look at how much we are losing midfielders because of injuries. And the worst part was this: Gini was the only consistent midfielder we had in Liverpool. Like, no matter what, Gini never gets injured. But now it's no longer a Liverpool midfield. What does this mean? Where do we go from this? That game against West Ham was a disgrace. You see, it was a disgrace. And it's not only that one. West Ham, Brighton, Atletico Madrid at their own home ground. Those games, it has to mean something. You have to look at them and actually accept the fact that is it Brentford? Even Brentford. Those are the games that we need to look at, because as much as we are exciting going forward, as much as Salah is at his peak again, and we are seeing the best of Salah. And trust me, we have always been seeing the best of Salah, but people are really biased. But as we are seeing the crazy best of Salah, rather than to repay him for what he's doing, we are digging ourselves a grave. And for me as a Liverpool fan, I worry a lot about it. And I've been trying by all means, look at the past videos I've been doing, trying by all means to talk about something different. The only time that I started talking more about Liverpool was the last video that I did. I think it was 2 days back, when I was saying that Liverpool be the end of me. That's when I came straightforward and I came to accept reality that as much as we are winning, we are in trouble. And it's only game number 10 and I'm already feeling that. I hate that feeling, man. I hate that feeling. And it does not even become better when you get former Liverpool teams or legends like Glenn Johnson coming on to the Premier League and saying that problems at the defense for Liverpool has always been there. And they have all tried by all means to cover it because of how much they're attacking, their attacking threat. But it looks like teams are getting to figure out the attacking threat, which means that if they're figuring the attacking threat, it opens up chances for the teams to hurt us behind. Look at the West Ham game. I'm always gonna because I think of all the games, this was the craziest game that we watched. The worst of how Liverpool can be when it comes to defense, and the worst of what other players can do in the Liverpool team, which can cost a team something. I'm gonna try by almost to go in depth with this. Let me read what Mr. Gameplay is saying here, and he's saying that Alisson should have saved all of them, but I still think Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world. Yes, I believe you have not watched the video that I talked about the Liverpool being it will be the end of me. You should go check it out. Really, you find out that I talked more about the incidents between Antonio and Alisson and how those goals went in and how they could have been prevented before Alisson was under the threat. I always use this as it's not really as an excuse. It's not even an excuse. I always use this as my example. Do you know what Aspilicueta does when it comes to corner kicks for Chelsea? Do you know what Aspilicueta does for Chelsea every single time at the corner kick? He knows that he's the shortest guy in almost all the players who are there at Chelsea. But here's this thing that he does, that he goes to the bigger players, that as much as you're jumping up top, I'm going to disturb you at the bottom so that as you try to reach that ball, you won't have enough power to cause a threat to our keeper. Look at all the goals that were scored by the Hammers. What did Trent Alexander-Arnold do? What did you see? I'm talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold because of all the people. He is one person who has been highlighted more than anybody in the Premier League in terms of mistakes or what he does when he should be helping. I remember when I was watching when I was watching the Premier League, analyzing the game against West Ham, they literally said that for the many times in the season, this season that we are in, 10 or 11 times, usually whenever goals are being scored, by a header from a corner in Trent Alexander-Arnold's position. He's always standing in the 18 area, ball watching, looking at the man heading a goal to his own net. Rather than, I know you are not tall, at least try to put your body onto the person, like what Antonio was doing to Alisson. Try to do that so that you try to exhaust the guy who's going to jump. That by itself can help a lot, rather than just to be there but you'll be voidy, like you'll be nothing. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I respect him a lot when it comes going forward, but sometimes we are costed. And I'm going to talk more about the defense. Let me answer Mr. Gameplay, because there are a lot of comments that I'm seeing here. Another thing is saying, I watched the full game live. My first game live this season, and we fucking lost. Imagine, that was the worst, man. That was worst. I literally feel sorry for you, my man. I really, really feel sorry for you, man. Liverpool should have drawn that game. Alisson scared of Antonio, so he marks him, and then Zuma scores. I wish I had a picture, I wish I had a picture to show you something that you need. A lot of people did not notice. If possible, I need you to go look at the Liverpool game. It's like, Alisson, what are you doing just focusing on Antonio? Antonio made sure that Alisson focused on him. He made it sure. How did he? Antonio has a big body, a buff body. Every single time before the corner was taken, I need you to look at this. There were 3 Aston Villa, West Ham players around Alisson. 3 West Ham players around Alisson before the ball is taken. Then, rather than that, when the ball is now being taken, Antonio will be putting his weight like this on Alisson, putting his weight on Alisson, so that when Alisson is trying to focus on something that is up top, it will be too late for him to even react to the ball, because he has to carry a man who's that big as Antonio and try to focus again on saving the balls. And that, for me, it was never going to work. I thought, in between Alisson and Antonio, why didn't we have at least an Andy Robertson, or at least maybe a Diogo Jota, anybody who can say that when the ball has been kicked, he can deal with Antonio and at least try to create some space for Alisson to do his job as a goalkeeper, because that costed us more than anything in that game. I need you to go look at all the goals. 3 shots, the other one hit the post, 2 went in. Alisson had nothing to do, because Antonio was like lying on Alisson and following him. When the ball is coming, he moves away, and Alisson would already been tired. His reflexes are not that fast enough to say that after carrying a man like Antonio, you can move and do something that is meaningful. That's where I feel like Liverpool, we lost it. We were not dealing with the balls. And on top of that, look at the guys who were marking Virgil van Dijk. Because one thing they knew is that whenever it's a corner kick from Liverpool, Veg is clearly the first one who's going to jump in and try to take the balls out. So what can we do about it? They came up with an idea. Let's put so much pressure on Verge that he does not even get the chance to even drop any ball. So he had to fight some battles underneath him, so that when he goes up, it was too late. The ball would have passed already to go to the likes of Zuma and others. Then they go in, and our dear friends like Trent Alexander-Arnold, who will be standing close to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper, I always see this in everywhere we watch. We go look at football and everywhere. The players that stands very close to the goalkeeper, in terms of a corner kick, they are literally the players that the keeper actually trusts or puts his trust on, hoping that they will help him whenever the ball goes out of control out of his reach. But if Trent Alexander-Arnold will be standing very close to the goalkeeper, we are literally in trouble, because he's doing nothing, and it costed us. It costed us the 3 points, even the 1 point, and we lost the game. That, for me, is a problem. But Origi, my man, coming on and scoring a good goal. We're gonna talk about that one. You think, what do I mean when I say favoritism? We're gonna talk about that one. But Trent's free kick, what a goal. Yeah, man. I'm not going to take away the good things that this man did. I'm not going to take away the good that I saw in the game. But I need us as the Liverpool fan base to at least try to accept the ugly truth that without anything done in our defense, we are literally in trouble. Virgil van Dijk is still recovering. But as much as he's still recovering, you can see that he's putting so much. How many times was he? How many times did he have to become the last man who stands to protect Allison before the goals went in? Too many times he had to work overtime to stop Matip. I don't know, is it because he took some time off and Konate was at the man at the stands, but he was getting confused sometimes. He was getting so much confused. Konate, I understand the kid is just still trying to get ahead of this. He's still getting used to the Premier League. I understand that it's going to take some time. And I'm hoping that Klopp concentrate on the young kid so that if he's going to be the guy who takes over, it could work. Or maybe it's time for us to say it's time for Virgil van Dijk and Gomez. At least maybe we might see somebody who could run back and help out rather than leaving Virgil van Dijk to deal with a lot of craziness that he had to deal with. We had a lot of problems in that game. We had a lot of problems, and I know most of us we don't want to talk about it. For example, the Mane incidents, his body like looking like it was not into the game, and it costed us because I remember the second goal came out from Mane, and rather than him coming, I always say this from Diogo Jota that whenever he costs a team he loses the ball to any player, he fights himself until he gets the ball back. Mane did not do that when they lost the ball from West Ham. In fact, he was actually moving until he started walking, and West Ham took advantage of that and they beat us on the counter. I feel like we need to find a better way to deal with our problems. The high line, if it's not working and if it's costing us the points that we need, the vital points is that we need, why can we not just move on to the regular for people behind and do something? Because I feel like we are lacking something, and because we are not doing anything about it, it's really costing us a lot. Because we are really behind, man. I'm telling you, we are behind, and unless things do change, we are in trouble. And I hate to say this, we need to find a better way to deal with this as Liverpool. And until us as the fan base come to an agreement that we see our problems and we have to force it in so that we see something. What do we need? Do we need to sign a holding midfielder or somebody who can help out with, let me say, Fabinho? Because sometimes I felt like we were missing a lot, man. And we were in trouble in that game. I don't want to lie to you. I've watched a lot of games. I watched that game hoping that it comes to an end when it was still on a 1-1, but they came in and they did their work, and we were behind. We lost it. We lost it. And I'm worried about that. I'm really worried. I want my team to win some things, but it does not feel like we can if we continue doing that. We need to find the best thing we can do for this defense. And to make matters even worse, it's not because sometimes it's the defense, sometimes it's the midfield. And midfield are not doing their work. And when they're not doing their work, they expose the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Matip to the threat of both the midfielders and the strikers of any opponent we are playing with. Let's go to the Atletico Madrid. How many chances did we lose? Naby Keita losing, and it costed Liverpool because the defense could not defend them. And come here to talk about the game that we're talking about, which we lost against West Ham. It happened again. When Mane lost the ball, the midfield was able to just outrun. These guys were able to outrun the midfield and go cause a threat. Sometimes you would feel like the midfield starts walking rather than to actually act and produce something. And as a Liverpool fan, I am definitely worried about this thing because Millie is out. Millie is one of the guys who you know that he's going to sacrifice himself to try to stop. Thiago Alcantara is back, but he's not 100% fit. But you know, is that one guy who's going to cause some crazy free kicks, just trying to stop a player from causing threat or destroying something that will be happening up front. And These are some of the things that are happening in our team, and we are not talking about them. We are not talking about them. We need a replacement of Jorginho Ronaldo. We need that strength that he does. And we need a player who's going to stay consistently fit. Because look at how many times we are rotating a lot of midfielders, because the midfielders we have are injury prone. All those things are working against us. And it's all because the board are not willing to take the important decisions that we want to see of buying players that we are losing so that we don't have a problem. Last season, we lost the season because we didn't have Virgil van Dijk. This season, we're going to lose it again because we have the problem of the midfielders, and it's causing a problem in our high line, and it's exposing the midfielders, the defenders a lot. It's exposing the defenders a lot. We need to find our best selves so that we get back into the game. If we want to do something, it's only 11 games that have been played. 9 managers has already been sacked, and we are hoping that we still do something that is meaningful with this, because I know that we can, and I believe that we can. I'm just hoping that something happens as soon as now. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me read. I saw Mr. Gameplay sending something, but you know that what Sam, Liverpool games are entertaining. Yes, that is true. The Liverpool games are always entertaining. They are one of the most high pressing teams, and they can press and they can put pressure on anybody, and it works for us. And it's one of the teams where you see the defense and the midfielders and the strikers going back to work. There were some points in the West Ham game where I saw Salah coming back, just trying by all means to help out the team, which was really important. And it just tells you the work ethic that the team has and how much it can work for us as we go forward. I believe Liverpool can win against Arsenal after international break. Let me tell you something about that game, the Arsenal game. There's this person who went crazy on my social media platform, like the WhatsApp and stuff, laughing at my team losing to West Ham. And I asked the person, which team does he support? He said Arsenal. I laughed. I laughed. That are you gonna try by all means to compare my Liverpool to your Arsenal? So I really want Liverpool to silence the critics and beat that Arsenal team, not because of anything, so that I can go back and put it in the face of them. I'm joking, and we'll see how the game goes. But I believe yes, we can if we sort out problems. But Arteta was also watching the Atletico Madrid game and also watching the Brentford, as well as the what is the other team? What is the other team? As well as the West Ham game, because I don't like that one, man. I hate the West Ham game. It was really painful to watch. It was really painful to watch. Anyway, we have talked about it, and we want to hear your thoughts in the comment section, guys. What do you think about what I'm saying in terms of defense and how Liverpool needs to sign some players to replace the players who are gone? Mane and Salah are leaving in January for AFCON. We're going to have a striker problem as well, while we're still dealing with the defense problem and the midfield problem. So I don't know what to say. I literally don't know what to say. I literally don't know what to say. Let's move on to the next thing that I have a problem with. Favoritism. Why is that Klopp favors the players that he loves the most more around? If we sort out problems, why does he favor other players more than he should be favoring the other players? Why does he do that? Because he does it countless times. For example, we saw with the Atletico Madrid the performance that Constantino Tsimikas put in that game. We saw how much of an attacking threat he was and how much safe he was defending. And we all know that Andy Robertson has not been at his peak best. Andy Robertson is dealing, maybe it's tiredness, maybe it's just some recovery and stuff like that. He has not been really the Andy Robertson we are used to. Yes, we still see the speed and all. Why would Klopp drop Tsimikas, who is performing so well, and put Andy Robertson, who is really not at his best? What was he thinking? How is he gonna start trusting players when he keeps having the guys that he says no matter come thunder, come winter, come whatever, those are the men he stands with. Because some players requires the manager's trust, knowing that okay, we are missing, we can put this man because everything is working. Because sometimes you find that you put the likes of Diva or Rick players while the game is coming to an end. Imagine if Diva or Rick had came, maybe let me say in the 60-minute mark, something could have happened in that game, but he didn't. And look what happened at the end of the day. It cost us. It cost us horribly. And I'm really worried over that. Because Jurgen Klopp, sometimes it's not about favoritism. Sometimes it's look at the best teams who are performing and at least try to produce something because it's crazy. It cost us a lot. It cost us a lot. For Divo Origi, if man is not performing, take him out. If Firmino is not performing, take him out. Use the likes of Constantino Tsimikas, the players we do have. You lose the Takumi Minamino, the guys, the kids who are showing that they are hungry for something. Use them if the best players are not performing, so that they know that under our manager, if you don't perform so well, you will sit at the bench. This has always been the threat that Pep Guardiola has used to all his Manchester City teams. That's why you see that all the players who have the chance, they don't give up for anything. They always keep pushing so that they remain there because it goes as crazy as that. So I feel like we needed to deal with the situation. I feel like the favoritism has to be come to a minimum so that the manager make the decision which is actually proper. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me hear in the comment section, guys. I end up saying a lot, but there is a lot to talk about when it comes to Liverpool. I want to hear your thoughts and tell me what you're thinking and where are we gonna go with our team? Because I feel like we are definitely in trouble and things have to change. If they don't change, we are gonna be hoping things becomes better, but they will never be better. I don't know if you have anything to say about Liverpool. You can, because I've already said enough. Is I get angry sometimes when I feel like things that requires proper analysis, that requires the manager to look at them and at least do something about it, and he doesn't. I know that Klopp is stubborn. I always heard the Koppish family talking about it. Sometimes decisions has to be made. If players are not performing so well, make the decisions to sit them down and put other players. Have that trust in players because you are causing some players to have rust. I was really confused with the way Mane was playing, the way he was slowing the game, the way he was playing. He should have sat down and at least he should have put somebody better earlier on so that we had a comeback. Maybe a proper comeback was going to come. Andy Robertson was there, but we didn't see a lot from him. Put Constantino Tsimikas. Put somebody who has been performing so well, who's at his peak. Let him give us the best of what we want so that we get it. Look at how he does it in the midfield. It's because he doesn't have a favorite player there. Look at how he's able to rotate. Whenever Keita is injured, he puts another one. Whenever there's a problem, he puts another one. And it works for us. They keep performing at their highest peak. I was talking about this. There was Naby Keita performing at his best this season. When he went out, they put Curtis Jones, and Curtis Jones was performing at his best after Milner and whatever. And after that, he went out and they put Ox Chamberlain. And the first game, he was performing so well because there is that rotation. I'm not seeing that in some of the bigger players who needs rotation each and every game, but you will never get any chance over Salah, Mane, Firmino. You never, even when they're not playing so well, you will never, because there's that element of favoritism from my manager, and I hate it. I hate it because it's costing us points. We are drawing games that we shouldn't be drawing. We are losing games that we shouldn't be losing, and it's frustrating. I don't know if Liverpool fans if you're seeing this. I am, and I'm talking about them. And trust me, a lot of people are gonna say, "Don't worry, Sam, everything's okay." We are not okay. Come on, world. We need to face facts because all these things, favoritism and not putting the players who are performing so well, who are working so hard, at the same time, not by all chance trying to put the players who can come and produce something, it's gonna cost us. It starts with the draws. Now we have a defeat in our belt. We'll keep having problems like this. I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section, people. What are you expecting? A prime example of Carragher, prime Punic. True. 100%. 100. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, Mr. Shomshu. How are you? How are you doing, sir? How are you doing? It's been a long time. Let me read. There is a message that came here. I could not read it. It came from Mr. Gameplay. I don't know why they did not reveal it here on the yard. I didn't see it. Let me read it. I believe Liverpool can win against Arsenal after international break. Oh, this was Mr. Swan. He said, "Fuck all you do, all to do with Alisson. Trent doesn't peek in the cover. Matip, and he lost Zuma, who was in his zone. But the brainless again." Against some deflects and blame on Alice. I said the same thing. I wish you were there when I started this stream. I was talking about this thing. Trent Alexander-Arnold was ball watching as Zuma was heading that ball. I gave you an example of Aspilicueta for Chelsea because I've seen him countless times. It irritates me what he does, but it works. He makes sure that the bigger players don't get to the ball because he bothers them down on the ground before they go up, and it always works for him. And if he feels like the player is about to go to the ground, he falls on the ground and make it a technical foul. We don't get that from Liverpool, and I love that you're noticing this. Everyone is blame was on Alisson, but Alisson was not to blame. He had 4 or even 5 Western players around him, and Matip was there. At least put in the Robertson, who was pushing Antonio, because Antonio made sure that Alisson was working over time before the ball even went to the header of anybody who was going to head the ball. Look at the Virgil van Dijk. He was being bullied by the Western players in his own 18 area because guess what? He is only alone who's going to head the ball outside. So they made sure that they gave him something that costed him, and we lost it. We lost it. Did my previous comments not show? Oh, I just saw it right now. It was this one only. I don't know why they actually refused to show it to the YouTube people. I had to actually allow it. I read it. You are literally telling the truth, man, Mr. That is 100% truth. That is what is really bothering me with Liverpool. We are losing a lot because of what we are doing as a team, and I don't know where we go from here. I don't know, because everyone is talking about how we're going to win something, how we're going to challenge for the titles. Let's face the fact, people. If we continue with this, allowing teams to open us up like this, we are literally in trouble, 100% in trouble. I hope something happens, and something happens fast. Okay, let me read this comment that just came in. And he was acting in 2 minds for the first goal. He had no runner threat, and he still didn't bust a guard to cover Matip. Trent is a great talent, but the GB put it, don't critique him. You see? Yeah, the Great Britain, that's true. One thing that I have to say, Trent Alexander-Arnold, what an amazing goal he scored. What an amazing goal he scored. We all know this thing. He scored an amazing goal. And he does this. He is so good when it comes to going up front. He is literally so good. But how are we going to keep overlooking? You know what I was saying? If he knows that he's not good in the air and he's not good when it comes to corner kicks, nobody will even be angry at him if he moves from that position, so that at least one of the players who are standing that side can come in that same position to help out Alisson. Because I said this, the players who are always close to the goalkeeper, usually they are defenders. The ones who are always close to the goalkeeper when it comes to corner kicks are the guys that the keeper literally trusts and believe that they will protect him. And if you see a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold, you ball watching where the ball is going into the net, that has to cause a problem. That has to cause people to start thinking twice about what is happening, because it's going to leave us losing countless games, and we will not have anything to say. We'll keep drawing the games we are supposed to win. For example, look at what Brighton did to us. How the one man was able to move around our 18 area like it was the whole pitch, moving until the goal was scored. We need to find something to do when it comes to our defense, because we are lacking a lot. We are lacking a lot when it comes to our defense. I don't know. I hope I've said enough. Do me a favor, click the like button, guys. So before I move on to the other things, because there is a lot of things to talk about that we need to see. So I'm gonna be setting up my thing so that I put the other news on the screen. Let's see, I'm still setting something here. Because we are going to the daily news. We are going to the daily news and what has been happening and what the world have not really had me say something about. I want to talk about the managers. I want to talk about all the things that has been happening, and I hope you guys are ready for this. It's really going to be exciting. I hope you are ready for this. So some rumors are telling us that Stevie G could be the next manager of Aston Villa. Amazing, right? Amazing, right? I love this. I love this. I love this. And we are going to talk also about some changes that Antonio Conte has already done. The team has already done. I'm still going to check something here. And we talk about also about Eddie Howe's takeover as now the new manager of Aston Villa. And we'll talk about what is happening with the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Is he going to be sacked or not? Or we are going to keep hearing things and things like that. All these things are some of the things we need to talk about today, because we have a lot of news to cover. And also Frank Lampard, by the way, Frank Lampard is about to be hired. And there's some thread that we are hearing that people might be losing Ronaldo as soon as yesterday. We have a lot of things to talk about, people. We literally have a lot of things to talk about. I hope you're excited for this. I'm still literally going back to the first part of the news so that I keep you updated with everything that is happening. I did a crazy video, crazy live stream when I was so tired the last time, and it was not really that good of a thing. But anyway, we are still here, and we are gonna be talking about what's happening here. Do me a favor, if you are watching, click that like button. It's always important. It's always important, people. So, people, yes, we are back again, and we are talking about the daily news. We are done with the Liverpool things. I want to hear your comments on that one. You just tell me what you think. I talked about what I thought. You guys, you are allowed to agree and disagree. I'm tired of just being a Liverpool fan who's going to accept everything like it's okay when there is a problem. We need sometimes to smell the coffee before we are in trouble. That's why I do videos like this, because we need to accept that we are in trouble when there's still time before we actually get confused when we are actually literally in trouble. So anyway, let me read this first. Bruno Fernandes is one of the players who feels they are not receiving enough guidance from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his staff, while Cristiano Ronaldo is alarmed at the drop in standards at United since he left the club 12 years ago. Okay. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, Tottenham should have cashed in on Harry Kane. Okay. Xavi has been presented to the media as the new Barcelona head coach. So Barcelona have now made it official that Xavi is going to be the next manager for them. And there are some good things we are hearing from this. Let's hope that it will be exciting and we'll get to find out more from this movement. I hope he literally brings some change. We need some change in our team, man. I need Barcelona to start doing stuff. Let me continue because I still have a lot of things to cover in a lot of time. So Eddie Howe, done deal. Newcastle has finally announced the appointment of Eddie Howe as the club new manager, 2.5-year contract, source Newcastle. Contract talks with coaches Michael Carrick and Callum Kenny remain active despite the unnecessity surrounding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future. This is what tells you that United are not going to change anytime soon. They won't. let's be honest, people. Sometimes it's really important to be honest. A team can only change when they want to change. United, they don't want to do that. So why would you be in talks with them with the some of the coaching staff of a man you are thinking of sacking any time from now? Confusing, right? Okay, Newcastle. Okay. Norwich City shortlist for their new managers is down to three: Dean Smith, Frank Lampard, Rassam Hitler. Okay. Remember the Saturday manager as well. Juventus are working on a deal to terminate Aaron Ramsey's contract, which would allow him to move back to the Premier League for free. And a little bit tells me that maybe Newcastle could be interested. I don't know. It's just me playing around here. Tell me if the bed is telling the truth. Okay, Man City and Barcelona are considering a swap deal that could see Raheem Sterling and Frankie de Jong swap places. El Nasico report. This would be the dumbest thing Barcelona has ever done. They did that again with this young kid and got an old man into the club. You can't make a swap deal with a talent like Frankie de Jong. I know Sterling is good, but you can't do that. I would keep Frankie de Jong come summer, come thunder, because I know he offers something that we don't have in the Barcelona midfield. I don't know, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Karim Benzema turned down advances from Newcastle, but is open to a potential move to PSG. Benzema's current deal expires in 2023, but he will try to leave next year should Madrid sign Haaland. So a lot of players are looking to find their own greener pastures before things actually turn dark. And that's what Karim Benzema is trying to do, move on to Real Madrid, away from Real Madrid, so that he gets the best of football that he wants to receive. So what are your thoughts? Let me know. What do you think? But Newcastle are also interested in him as well, you understand. Manchester City are plotting a move for Barcelona defense Matthias de Ligt. The 22-year-old wants to leave Italy and he has asked his agent Mina Real to search for a new club. And Man City could be that club. Anyway, we'll find out how that one goes. But also, I think he has learned his lesson. Matthias de Ligt. He made a mistake of going to Juventus. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me hear that. Let us move on to the next part of the story. Ed Woodward is in talks to continue. Is in talks to continue at Manchester United in the consulting role after his torture as CEO ends next month. Source Mike Dean or something like that. Okay, man. Okay, man. Manchester United players and staff were surprised to be given a week off after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer flew back to Norwich with his family on Monday. I actually thought that was a day. I didn't know that it was a week. Wow, he has been given some time to rest. Aston Villa will make a formal approach to Rangers to speak to Stevie G this week and are determined to make him their next manager. Daily Mail report. You have no idea how much I love this. Michael Menalo is the favorite to become the Newcastle's next sporting director. He should have a budget of around 58 million to recruit players this January if he is appointed. Daily Express reports. Xavi would like to do a big clear out at Barcelona. He wants the club to get rid of Nato, Lenglet, Montiti, Coutinho, and Brethwaite, and Luke de Jong. You see, a manager with a direction. I don't remember. Montiti has been in Barcelona just eating money but not playing. He's one of the players who don't even play that much. but getting a bigger contract from Barcelona. So that has also been a problem with them. So let's see what happens. He has to get rid of those ones. The only one that I might advise him to keep is Coutinho, but I don't think he will. So yeah, there is that. Kelsey asset. Oh my God, it happened again. It happened again. It happened again. Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Let's talk about Chelsea. They need to stop this. They need to stop this. They can't be going after every player that either Liverpool, United, or anybody are interested in because the big clubs are interested in. I used to think that it was a manager problem, but I'm now starting to discover I think it's the sporting director problem because they always go after every player that Liverpool are about to sign. Chelsea are set to send Saul Ingerson back to Atletico Madrid in January. The players failed to adapt to Premier League life. To adapt in life in Premier League, okay. So yeah, there is that problem again. He has not even played even a full game for the team, and they're thinking of getting him out because they saw that Liverpool were interested in him. That has to stop. If they want something, they need to be clear on what they want. Florentina Perez would like to save money this summer. Gareth Bale, Marcelo Isco off the wage bill. Sell Eden Hazard for 50 million and Luka Jovic for 30. This would help free around 130 billion, which could facilitate moves for Bampe and Haaland. Madrid has a mission. They really want to achieve something, and these are some of the things that they have to do. Wow. They have been leading his first training, which happened today, of course. Cristiano Ronaldo could ask to leave Manchester if they do not qualify for the Champions League next season. Wow. So they are not in the Champions League position. So if they don't, CR7 is going to walk away. He's gonna walk away. That tells you how other people are set up in their mind. Okay, that was just a crazy thing that I read where all the three Liverpool best players almost had a chance of becoming players at Bayern Munich. Yeah. Anyway, let's see where we are now as we continue. We are almost about to finish. Frank Lampard, if Norwich appoint Frank Lampard as manager, he will become the first manager in history to have a large net worth than others. Okay, so let's see what happens on that one. Frank Lampard going to Norwich. Do you think it's going to be a success though? I know it's the smaller team he needed because I think going to Chelsea was a better idea, but he has time to try to rewrite the wrong and try to do something. So I'm hoping that we find what happens with Frank Lampard and we can enjoy the game. Anyway, on the other hand, as we move on, okay, Arsenal have been trying to contact Vic or whatever, but his agent won't take their calls. Interesting. Agent Chapatim Kasim. Frederico is set to extend his contract at Rayola. Breaking news: Stevie G is interested in Aston Villa job, with the club set to make an official approach to Rangers. Yes, that was made clear. Okay. Francis Casey is demanding a 9 million a year contract to extend his contract with AC Milan. So yeah. Anyway, let me continue and see what is happening here. People, I'm already tired. Eddie Howe took his first training session with Newcastle today. Osman Dembele was offered to Man City last summer, while Barcelona are trying to sign Raheem Sterling. The Englishman regrets reject Barca so even though. Okay. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Huh. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signs re- reigns in Manchester United is hanging by a thread, and the question is now when, not if, he will be sacked by the club. So it's not about when he will be sacked; it's all about when is he going to do it. But anyway, so that's what is happening here. They're saying that he's really close to be sacked. Paul Pogba may have played his last game in United colours after suffering a thigh injury for France. The club are no longer interested in renewing his contract, which ends this summer or something. I don't know. But what they're saying is this: the club are no longer interested in reviewing his contract. They will end summer and they will never be allowed to move around. Anyway, we'll see. Popo, but good luck wherever you're gonna go. Danny Alves is expected to meet again with the Barcelona management to discuss a possibility of returning the legendary Danny Alves. Eddie Howe is eager to bring Atletico Madrid's fullback Kieran Trippier to Newcastle. Daily Express reports. Trust me, Newcastle are building a monster of a team. Liverpool have identified Villarreal wingers Antonio Bungama as a transfer target as they want to provide extra cover for Salah and Mane. They head off to Africa Cup of Nations. Sorry. Okay. So let's see, because of course this is a problem that we have as Liverpool. We're gonna have a problem of dealing with the likes of Mane and Salah as they go to AFCON. We need somebody. We need for something. Okay, let's continue with that one. I hope that they get this guy, but he's just hoping people. He's just hoping with Liverpool. We'll be just hoping. Antonio Conte has banned pizza, ketchup, brown sauces, fizzy drink, and from Tottenham Hotspur's training ground. We just like he did not. Let's see if the Tottenham training ground. Huh. Okay, just like as he did chose 5 years ago. So yeah, there is that. Is repeating who is done deal. West Ham have announced that TLA has completed a deal to buy 27% of the shares in the club. He is worth 4 billion. So it looks like the Hammers are about to have a new boss. Interesting future to come. Stevie G is said to be announced as Aston Villa coach in the next 24 to 48 hours. Prayer Observer does confirm. What do I feel about this? Now let me talk about it. I've been talking about a lot of things, but what do I feel about this? I love it. I literally love it. Stevie G being at Newcastle, being the manager for them, gives us an idea of how much is he going to be as a manager. So I want him to get the experience that we need him. If we want him to be the manager, we want him to be at Liverpool. He has to get the experience. And I think playing in the Premier League against the elite best teams in the world, it was going to do the world of good to him. And the world of good. Eddie Howe is presented to the media by Newcastle. Manchester City are looking forward for a possibility of signing Christopher Nkunku from Lesbiac. PSG are also interested in the former player. Okay, we'll see that. Man City are looking. They're looking. Rangers are resigned to lose Stevie G to Aston Villa and are now actively looking for a replacement of the former manager. Anyway, the other thing was this. Juventus have offered Aaron Ramsey to Roma, and they are keen to offload the Welshman. The Welshman that they are willing to pay 6% of his wage. Yeah, That's true. Anyway, people, these are some of the news that we had. Some were boring, some were making me sleepy. I'm closing my eyes. I wish things would be easy, but they'll never be. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem. I literally am good at accepting situations and things that are at hand, and things when they're upside down, they are that. So anyway, people, let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think about this? I've covered as much as I could, and now my eyes are telling me that I should be taking this for boy talk, but also we will definitely see. We will definitely see. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. We have done as much as we can, giving you every information you need to know of what is happening all over the world. Do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the connect. I'll be back again tomorrow. I've been Sam, and I'm out.
Beats the goalkeeper. They're just lost for words. He is just brilliant. Georgie Best, Diego Maradona, Johan